You might think branding is just about how things look, but what if it's more about how people feel? In this Counsel Cast Chambers episode, we are revisiting a thought-provoking conversation that I had with brand strategist Erin Andrea Craske, where we dig into the emotional and the psychological side of branding and how it truly moves clients through the marketing funnel. Erin breaks down why most law firm branding falls flat, why logic alone doesn't drive decisions, and how firms can use strategy to create emotional resonance that earns trust and drives action. If your marketing feels disconnected or robotic, this episode will help you reconnect with strategy and with your ideal clients. Let's get into the highlights. This is Counsel Cast Chambers, the best of Counsel Cast Reexamined.
First of all, we need to also pay attention to the fact that psychologically all people are different, and you're going to have spontaneous buyers who go and they just need, something. It's an emergency, and then they're going to press. Then you may have different types of buyers that need to do their research. So they will need more information. They need to go and they need time to get persuaded. Then you have emotional buyers, those who are driven by something that deeper connection, what are you doing to other people? How are you caring? So, and then you have, somebody else, you can segment your audience, or there's a book about it, different types of buyers. So each of them will have different needs that they would need to satisfy before they make a decision. So the best thing is at least to ensure that you cater to all of these personalities. You have information for those who look for it. You have visual for somebody who is just, would like to get visual impact. You have something emotional about you caring, if you do care. And obviously you do have your phone number and a prompted place for somebody who is immediately want to press and give you a call. So this is, again, something to bear in mind, that every person is different, unless you know exactly who you target, because you may decide to target certain segment and they may behave, in a slightly different way. So really depends on your targeting. With regards to your question, Karen, that is actually an interesting question, because when I was writing the book, and again, I had quite a lot of interviews with different brand owners, what I noticed, and that was just absolutely fascinating, everybody's looking at conversions.
Yeah.
Right. And what I wrote in my book, that everybody kind of is busy measuring conversions without asking why conversions don't convert.
Yes. I love that. So what are you suggesting there? So look at what isn't converting?
What I'm suggesting, okay, let's go a little bit step back to conversions. And this is something, again, I noticed, like people really investing quite a lot in all this Google advertising and measuring and looking how they all come to the website, and then the purchase isn't happening.
Right.
So there's actually one interesting thing. There's one hidden step that are called like gray cardinal of the customer funnel that people don't talk about. Somehow all the latest best practices and all marketing gurus going to be talking about awareness, blah blah blah, so you know about the product, and then you go and do your trial purchase for the first time.
Right.
Not quite like that, because again, if you look at consumer psychology, there are different processes that go in your mind.
Yeah.
And they may take split second. They may not even be conscious, but before you open your wallet to pay for whatever service or to make an action step, you need to consider.
Yes.
That is a really hidden step, because what actually happens at the awareness stage, you will have both rational and emotional messages working.
Right.
Ideally, it's going to be still image message, right? Because people at the awareness stage, they don't really have time to get into the message itself and do their research. But when they come to consideration, that is definitely image, and this is definitely emotions, because does it resonate with me? Do I believe it? Do I want to be part of it? Right? It's all emotional thing. It's not about call to action. Call me right now. No, I won't. Right? If you don't give me enough reason, to call you, I will look for a different website that give me
Yeah.
more reason to do so.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just going to feel strange. It's going to feel bad. And I think that's a fascinating point because we put together, before we started recording, I mentioned that this whole year we're really focused on this funnel because I think it's such a great visual of how to represent your whole marketing plan broadly and talk about it, to lawyers who don't have a marketing background and just kind of talk through all the different stages and to find gaps. So when I was putting together our marketing funnel that I've been talking about all year, there are lots of different versions of this
Yeah.
funnel.
Yeah.
And so like you're saying, there's sometimes there's 8 steps, sometimes there's 5, sometimes, there's all these different numbers. So the one I finally decided on that makes the most sense for lawyers has 6 steps. So you have 2 in the top, middle, and bottom parts of the funnel. And the second, and I think like you're saying, one of the most important parts is my second step is consideration. And so I did not leave that out. And it is such an important part because that's in their head. That is how that decision gets made. And it is where a lot of people focus on that top of the funnel, the awareness and the consideration and how to get people in the door and how to get that to happen. But I think they spend 90% of their time on that awareness stage and putting all the money into your Google SEO and your pay-per-click and all of that stuff. And getting into their head and the decision process is trickier. And so it's harder to put some time and thought into that unless you have a great strategist and you have someone to help you out with that.
Absolutely. And this is for me the biggest actually problem, because yes, there are a lot of money being put into the drain of getting these acquisition steps. But again, people need to have reason to pay for your service. If
Right.
there's no reason, they can come to your website and then they can leave it. So this money is totally wasted. And
Yeah.
you need to think about it, because if they come and they see CTA, you know what? I don't know. I don't react on CTA. People got used to it. If somebody tells me what to do, likely I won't do it. So
Right.
what is the point of spending so much on Google AdWords or whatever, I'm not a digital marketeer. I
Right.
just know that it costs money. I don't
Yes.
know what people actually do.
Right.
And, there's another thing that I believe why having a brand, like proper brand, is so important. Because when you move through the funnel stages, and I believe we're talking pretty much exactly the same funnel, because I also have 6 stages, and we'll see if we have exactly the same.
Yeah.
So when they come to trial is the only stage that works on blossoms, whatever, on rational messages.
Yeah.
It is the only one, right? We all talk about our products, about our special rates, about our discounts, about how fantastic, how many hours we're going to spend. That is all rational. So this going to work only on one stage of your funnel and never else. When after the first trial purchase, when they move to the regular purchase, that is driven by experience. If the experience is good, then they're going to repeat it. And then we'll come to the bottom of the funnel, and that is absolutely fantastic, because here we come loyalty offers.
Yes.
We start bribing people with loyalty, with discounts. We devalue our services because we believe that people are going to stay. No, there was a research, people won't stay because loyalty offers are not attractive as much as we think they are. So if you want your customers to stay with you long at loyalty and advocacy stages, it's emotional.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
So if
So
you don't have an emotional brand, how you can move your customer through the funnel if 5 out of 6 stages, well, 4 are emotional and 1 is experience? How is it possible?